every anime protagonist explained in 12 minutes by Mr. Anime Table. Give it to me.
The self-insert MC is pretty much the bread and butter of every isekai and slice of life anime. Every single season in the anime industry, we have a new self-insert MC as the protagonist. Anyway.
Yeah, but what does that mean? You want to insert yourself into the perspective of the character who is getting all the bitches, who's getting all the girls, because you yourself are a loser who wants to live in a fantasy. And what better genre than an isekai where it gives you a second chance? It doesn't matter what you were before, bro. You get hit by Truck-kun, and you get reborn as Kirito, and you get all the girls!
Anyways, a self-insert main character is bland and generic by design, allowing the viewer to project themselves onto the protagonist.
Bland and boring by design. I never really thought about that aspect. Have a character be so uninspiringly boring that like you can see yourself there. Like rather than giving such unique quirks and stuff that may be so different from you, go with the safe route. Give it like the most default base template so you can self-insert.
Some famous examples of self-insert MCs that I know of are Toya Mochizuki from In Another World with My Smartphone, Ichika Orimura from Infinite Stray Toss, and let's not forget the one and only Kirito from Sword Art Online.
Kirito is pretty bland. He is the grandfather of all these, archetypes, right? The character design, I mean. Does he really have that unique of a personality? He's a nerd that is super into mechatronics and engineering and stuff like that. Other than that, what? He has like these... I mean, the way that he there are very emotional moments where he talks about his trauma of like killing people and how he's actually not strong and he's actually weak, but because he's weak, he can be strong. Like there's a whole like talk with like Shinon and GGO in the cave and stuff like that. But he definitely isn't like someone that's so distinct and unique and is so like colorful.
He's often the one credited for the rise of self-insert MCs in anime. Moving on, self-insert MCs are usually male. They have average looks, usually having dark hair. They are very skilled at fighting enemies. And
I would not say they have average looks. No. In terms of everything else, like their personality and whatnot, sure. But the looks, it's always ikemen. They're handsome, pretty boys. So that even you, right, who may not be like that, at the very least, you can imagine yourself being hot to get bitches.
lastly, they appear very attractive to all female characters in their verse for some reason. Personally, I think this trope is kind of boring, as there's no room for personality or character development.
But who the fuck wants personality or character development, bro? The people that's being marketed towards this, right? The audience that's targeted for these kind of animes, they don't want that. They don't have personality. They don't have character development. They just want the outcomes that comes with being a self-insert character, which is the power and the women.
Stupid main characters. Who needs brains when you've got muscle? Stupid MCs are usually found within shonen anime. They usually make up for the lack of intelligence with their enthusiasm, determination, and overwhelming power. Some famous examples of stupid main characters are Naruto Uzumaki from Naruto, Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece, and let's not forget the GOAT, Son Goku from Dragon Ball.
Bleach, Kurosaki Ichigo not mentioned. Is Naruto stupid? It's been such a long time since I watched it, but I think so, yeah. Yeah, he's pretty simple. All these characters, even though they're not like academically smart, right? Like in their level of reasoning and logic, critical thinking, what they all seem to have in common is like a good heart, right? They're emotionally intelligent. Intuitively, they know how to differentiate right and wrong. They can have that vibe check. Like Luffy is stupid as fuck, but he has a very good read on people.
Rest in peace, Akira Toriyama, by the way. Some key features of a stupid MC are they frequently fail at basic tasks, they're prone to shouting their beliefs, and they often eat 10 times their body weight. Unlike a self-insert MC, stupid MCs have depth, which adds to their character. Take Luffy, for example. He is a stupid MC done right. His idiocy serves a purpose. As his fights have no clear strategy, he often comes up with unique ways to fight, catching all of his opponents off guard with weird and unexpected strategies. strategies. The manipulative MC is a character who
Ayano
plays
Koji!
4D chess while everyone else is playing checkers. They're
Ryuin getting sent to the dungeon here. Ryuin, by the way. Here he is.
else is playing checkers. They're often highly intelligent. Every conversation is a chess match for them, and anybody can be used as a pawn in their eyes. Some popular examples of a protagonist manipulator are Yuichi Katagiri from Tomodachi Game, Lelouch
One day we can watch TG.
v Britannia from Code
Lelouch.
Geass. Finally, Kiyotaka Ayanokoji from Classroom of the Elite, which everyone
Ayano Koji, he's free for real. Insert copy pasta. Finally, the main character that represents me. I truly am Ayano Koji. I don't get 50% on test and accidentally. These are all intentional. Everyone else is a tool to me.
Everyone should pretty much know by now. The trope of having a manipulative MC allows for intricate plot points and satisfying all according to planned moments. These characters often find themselves in situations where the cards are stacked up against them, but they still somehow end up winning, leaving you wondering how the hell did they even do all of that.
I love these type of characters. I think that there's something so fun about having it's pretty edgy, right? That they like view people as tools, but like their way of playing, like being the master puppeteer, right? The mind games, the way that it constantly makes you think and be like, how are they gonna get out of this one? But the thing about this is that it can be also done so wrong, where instead of the manipulator being smart amongst other smart people, it's rather everyone else is fucking stupid beyond belief, and the manipulator is actually just like average. And a show like that is Tensai Oji. Fuck, I hate that anime.
Ayano Koji is a good example of a manipulator.
On the outside, he looks like a regular student, but he's actually much more than that. His stats looks like this. He is always several steps ahead of his opponents, always having plans for multiple situations.
He single-handedly brought Class D, the worst class which it had been for years, in front of Class C in a matter of months. He was the one orchestrating every single win that
Puppet
Class
Master
D had, and nobody knew that he was responsible for it. When Ryuin confronted Ayano Koji, he believed he was just a weakling, but when it was finally time to throw hands, him and his goons got destroyed.
Damn, the Ayano Koji glaze here is fucking unreal. Coat enjoyer, I love it.
Before we continue this video, I just want to say we're really close to 100 subscribers. Woo! It would actually mean the world for me if you
100 subs. He's at 36 when this video was posted. 14.9k subs now, bro. 6 months ago this video was made. 500,000 views on this video alone. That level of growth is fucking stupid.
You guys could subscribe to my channel, so please.
The pacifist MC represents
I hate this. I hate this shit. I absolutely despise the pacifist MC. They always take the good high road. Fuck the high road. Lame. Weak. I feel like I'm getting fucking cucked. I feel like I'm being disrespected on, as the pacifist MC is like, huh, it's fine. I have no enemies. Motherfucker, I am your enemy watching this shit!
a character who rejects violence and seeks peaceful solutions, often in contrast to their violent past or surroundings. Some examples of this are Thorfinn from Vinland Saga, Vash the Stampede from Trigun, and finally Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Pacifist MCs are characterized by their strong moral convictions against
I hate strong moral convictions. Give me a dark, edgy MC who is willing to deal evil against evil. Dealing shitty people with shitty methods. I hate good, ethically moral characters.
violence.
From I'll kill you all to I will run, Thorfinn is the representation of pacifism. After years as a violent warrior, Thorfinn swears non-violence no matter what, rather than resolving conflicts with violence.
Yes, I know. Vinland Saga peak, fiction. Thorfinn's the character development peak. I know, but personally, I want a motherfucker that is, everyone is my enemy.
Thorfinn believes it is better to seek peaceful solutions through dialogue and compromise.
No! Seek resolution by throwing hands!
Pacifism stems from the realization that violence only creates more violence in a never-ending cycle.
Ugh.
He understands that to truly atone for his violent past, he must create more than he destroyed, with his ultimate goal being to create a world free from war and violence. As his late father once told him, a true warrior doesn't need a sword.
The realistic MC stands out by
Oh, Subaru. Okay, here we go. And that's right. This is not a self-insert. Even though it's an isekai and there are moments where he seems to have a harem and has cool powers, you don't want to be this character, bro. This is the last person you want to be, bro. Fuck that.
Being refreshingly human. This trope presents protagonists who struggle, make mistakes, and grow in ways that mirror real-life experiences.
And people hate this. People genuinely hate Subaru because how realistic he is. The people do not want to watch a character have a mental breakdown and cry and complain about their problems constantly. Because they're looking for fiction. They're looking for escapism. Being reminded of someone that's realistic, that continues to fail and screams and cries, is very annoying to most people. And I understand that. I definitely understand why people feel as frustrated watching, ReZero or Subaru.
Some examples of this are Shinji from Evangelion.
To be fair, he's also annoying. Yeah, that's the entire point. People are usually really fucking annoying. Real characters, real people, they're annoying. They're fucking stupid. They're crying. They're failures. That's the whole thing about humanity.
Kobe from Steins Gate, Denji from Chainsaw Man, and lastly Subaru from ReZero. All realistic characters have the same key features that make them feel human, having a flawed personality, imperfect decision making, and finally, realistic emotional responses to trauma.
And people hate that shit. So many people hate the realistic responses to drama, and they're like, they cannot comprehend it. Like, why is this guy simply not being perfect and just doing everything perfectly like all the other isekais I see? Because the author is actually really trying to, convey a story that is realistic. Rather than having Mr. Perfect, Jesus Christ save everything. They're trying to do something different. And most people, again, watch anime for a sense of escapism. They don't want to be reminded of what's real.
Seeing a realistic MC grow as a character gives you a feeling of accomplishment, as you see them struggle through difficult situations with believable responses. Natsuki Subaru from ReZero embodies the realistic MC trope perfectly. When he found himself first trapped in the fantasy world, he did not get some sheep power or a goddess by his side. He was alone, and he struggled with the only ability.
Actually, he was never alone. The witch factor of envy and the contract that he's already made in the past friends. He has the return by death, which is actually the what's it called? The fucking authority of envy that's borrowed by the witch of Sut. Anyways,
he had being returned by death. In ReZero, Subaru
1 second. Audio issues, 3, 2, 1, and we are back.
Subaru faces consequences for his actions and words. Subaru suffered through his many deaths, and he became broken and depressed at some points of the story. But despite that, Subaru manages to grow as a person. He learns not to rely on his ability, but to rely on himself and the connections he makes with other people. The realistic MC trope is my favorite trope on this list, as it allows for the best storytelling in anime.
Agreed. But a lot of people fucking hate it. I personally like the manipulator a lot more. It's just fun to see, Ayano Koji move pieces around like a chessboard. Realistic, characters though, it's I think it does really allow for full exploration of character development. It is like the opposite of a self-insert. Fundamentally different, where a self-insert has no fucking personality, no sense of realism. It just exists as a bland, just artificial power fantasy hype show, and there's no need for, literally exploring anything, right? It just kind of exists as a perfect state. Realistic often goes against that, but in order for that exploration to happen, you need to also struggle and fail. And a lot of people are so frustrated by the realistic depiction of characters like this. They're like, "Wait, what a fucking pussy, stop fucking crying," but I get it.
Relatable MC stands out from the rest of the protagonists by mirroring the struggles of everyday life. This presents protagonists who face familiar obstacles, insecurities, and struggles, same as real people.
That's me for real, for real!
In a way, it's kind of similar to realistic MCs, as both represent good character development. Some examples of relatable MCs that I found are Hitori Goto from Bocchi the Rock and Tomozaki from bottom tier character Tomozaki-kun.
These characters share realistic personal struggles and relatable fears and aspirations.
So are the relatable characters just basically losers then? Is that what you're implying here? Because I can relate to Ayano Koji. Because I'm edgy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're basically self-reporting that relatable characters are all just fucking losers because you are relating to a loser. Is not what you're implying? Because the relatability simply means that any character, any genre, any architect of a character can be relatable depending on who you are. So if you are right now saying that Bocchi and these characters who are just fucking losers are relatable, are you not self-reporting?
Aspirations.
Bocchi suffers from social anxiety, which prevents her from pursuing her dreams as a musician.
Relatability is more of social struggles, I guess. Yeah, guess what? I don't struggle socially. That's the last thing I struggle from. I excel socially. Because again, relatability here pertains to the eye of the beholder. What you define as, what the struggles that you personally go through, right? So again, like when you say that these are the characters that you would relate to, it's just, you know.
And a band member. Social anxiety and the passion for music are common things someone might have in reality. Bochi eventually manages to overcome those fears, however, by gradually building.
I can't fathom people like Bochi exist. I absolutely refuse to believe someone can be this anxious. Hey, the anime man watches my stream? Yo, Joey Bissinger, is that you?
Building up confidence, she's able to build close friendships and finally chase her dreams. Every setback that she faced, every small victory that she had, all of it felt authentic. Her moving out of her comfort zone to chase her dreams is something that we all must do in life to achieve success and fulfillment.
I love Butcher the Rock. No hate to, you know, that character or people who struggle with anxious and, you know, social anxiety like that. Sometimes the, oh my god, I don't want to say face reality and all these different jokes kind of became very repetitive and jarring, but the show itself, fantastic.
The Protector is a MC beloved in shonen anime, embodying selflessness and safeguarding others.
What is this called? The Protector? Okay, I'll keep going.
Is a MC beloved in shonen anime, embodying selflessness and safeguarding others. Some examples of this are Tanjiro Kamado from Demon Slayer, Ichigo Kurosaki from Bleach, and Gon Freaks from Hunter.
How are they different from Goku, Naruto, or Luffy? Are they not protectors too? What is the distinction here? Like, they're stupid protectors, sure. They're smart protectors. I keep going.
Hunter. These characters have a strong sense of justice, empathy, and the willingness to sacrifice themselves for
Literally, Goku, Naruto, Luffy, they all do that same shit.
others. Even though I haven't watched too much of Bleach, Ichigo Kurosaki shows the role of protector perfectly. His main motivation is to protect his family and friends. I'm pretty sure throughout the entire series, all of Ichigo's main fights are about him protecting someone.
Like the fact that he goes out of his way to protect. Luffy doesn't try to protect. He is not a hero. He never calls himself a hero. He never wants to be a hero. He simply wants to be free. And his actions, at the end, the outcome is that he liberates people and that he basically does protect, you know? So these are more intentional character mindsets where they want to protect. Yeah, I think Toma from Toru would be perfect for this type too.
Or trying to save someone. He pushes himself again and again to get stronger
Where's the fairy tale main character then?
in order to protect those he cares about. The Martyr MC is similar to the Protector, but is
The martyr! The person who sacrifices himself to save others. Kiritsugu mentioned. Kiritsugu should be in the manipulator role. Am I wrong? I think Kiritsugu should be in the manipulator, bro. The things that he was doing in Fate Zero, he's manipulating everybody, maybe including himself.
kind of different. They take self-sacrifice to the extreme, often willing to embrace death or suffering for a greater cause.
Love it.
Some examples that fill this role are Lelouch from Code Geass, Madoka
Manipulator.
from Madoka Magica, and finally Kiritsugu from Fate Zero.
Let's go.
Throughout the entire Fate Zero anime, Kiritsugu faces the moral dilemma, the trolley problem. I'm sure you've heard of it before. This problem involves choosing between
The what?
moral dilemma, the trolley
Pull the boat, bro. Pull the trolley, do a fucking, what's it called? A drift. Moral trolley problem, train drift. Fuck it, bro. Where is this? Drift it. Kill all of them at once. I'm trying to find the image where, I'm trying to find the one where both that I can't find right now. Basically do a fucking drift and cover both tracks.
problem. I'm sure you've heard of it before. This problem involves choosing between killing a few or killing many. Throughout the entire series, we see
Why not kill all?
Kiritsugu commit atrocities in pursuit of the Holy Grail so he can get his wish. But when he finally made it to the end, it was impossible. He really sacrificed everything for an idea. He's a man who martyrs his own soul in pursuit of an impossible ideal. An anti-hero main character is a person who lacks conventional heroic qualities.
I love the anti-heroes too, right? Anti-heroes are right up my alley.
Often employing morally questionable methods to achieve their goal. So
I love it. This is like the opposite of the fucking pacifist, right? The closest thing that I can define to, you know, those people again, like characters like Nagumo Hajime from Arifureta, Tuka Mimori from, you know, Failure Frame, Lelouch from Code Geass, Anakoji from Classroom of the Elite, right? These are the characters, again, who are morally ambiguous, who has their own sense of justice, but does not take the high road. They are not chained by the shackles of morals and ethics. They can do some heinous evil shit if that means taking out evil.
Some examples of this are Lelouch v Britannia, Light Yagami, and Eren Yeager.
Yeah.
Anti-hero MCs are characterized by their complex morality, often using questionable means to achieve noble ends. They
I love it.
typically possess a strong sense of justice, but their methods may be ruthless or manipulative.
If we're talking about methods that are ruthless and manipulative, how the fuck is Anakoji not an anti-hero? To you, your semantics of anti-hero, it doesn't matter. You have your own opinions. This is just straight up a fact. Anakoji also is not a fucking villain. What do you mean a villain, bro? What are you talking about?
These characters often have traumatic backstories, driving their actions.
He isn't a hero in general. Yeah, it's called a fucking anti-hero. I don't know why you're here fucking arguing against this. We're literally just watching a video where we're defining these things in different set of criterias. By these definition, Anakoji belongs here.
And justifying their ends. They frequently clash with both enemies and allies, creating immense tension throughout the story. Lelouch embodies the anti-hero archetype through his quest for revenge and world reformation. He uses his geas and strategic brilliance to manipulate both allies and enemies, causing numerous deaths in the pursuit of his goal. But Lelouch isn't just some evil character. He cares a lot for the people that are important to him, and he'll do
Anakoji doesn't though.
anything to protect them, even if it means becoming the greatest villain.
Koji cares about his freedom though. So he'll do whatever it takes to make sure that his freedom is, you know, secured.
A Chunibyo main character is a protagonist who indulges in grandiose delusions, often acting out elaborate scenarios based on their imagined importance or abilities. Some examples include Sid Kagano.
Basically, this is the autists. These are the socially awkward kids that you never want to, you know, hang out at high school because they're like hissing at each other in the cafeteria.
Togashi or Jirai Ando. Chunibyo MCs are characterized by their vivid imaginations and tendency to create elaborate fantasies about themselves. Sid is the perfect example of
They're just mentally ill and schizo.
Chunibyo archetype. He takes it to the next level in terms of Chuni. Sid doesn't just fantasize about himself, he lives in his fantasy. He creates an elaborate backstory and secret organization, acting out his role as a hidden mastermind even when no one is watching. The Giga Chad MC represents the pinnacle of power, confidence, and charisma in nearly all endeavors, embodied by characters.
So basically just super confidence. Also, I feel like the audio quality just changed immediately as soon as we entered the last archetype. This is just super confident in themselves and are super OP to back up that confidence.
Characters like Anos Voltigode, Tatsuya Shiba, and Gojo Satoru.
Yeah, these are the Jesus Christ. These are the fucking... These are the true self-inserts, man. Are they not? Don't you want to be like this? It's just Mr. Perfect. Mr. Jesus Christ shows up, literally no flaws, fixes everything, and you're just there for the power fantasy ride.
These three characters are arguably the strongest in the verse. They are all overly confident in their powers, but they can back it up. Every conflict they face, they can control with ease and precision. These characters typically have a strong sense of justice or personal code. While they may appear arrogant, they often show kindness to allies and respect to worthy opponents. Anos epitomizes the Giga Chad archetype well through his immense magical...
These archetypes are very... It's difficult to balance them because they're so OP, right? Reinhardt from ReZero also should be here. You'll notice that all three of these characters mentioned, I think that even like Saitama from One Punch Man could be one of these, right? Even Sid, Shadow from Eminence and Shadow, where because they're so fucking OP, you need to play around them. You can never have them show up and save the day every time, or at the very least, you can't have them do it immediately. You must have side supporting characters that are great enough that creates this immersion and threat from the enemy so that by the time they're struggling, the Giga Chads can show up and save the day. There's always creative ways that you need to constantly nerf, you know, these Giga Chads. Like, for example, like Gojo, right? He popped off for a bit in Shibuya incident, but we can't have him solve the incident. What happens? Gets sealed away, right? So, and even Reinhardt from ReZero, he fucking showed up in like the first 3 episodes of ReZero, and then he fucked off until season 3, bro. And even then, he was benched for a bit. It's a constant balance of trying to bench them while delicately trying to show that they are real, that they're powerful.
Power and unwavering confidence. There was this one time where he was sieging a castle covered with an invincible magical barrier. Rather than dealing with the barrier, Bro decided to casually pick it.
He picked it up, then he fucking started spinning it on his fingers like it's like a Harlem Globetrotters.
It up, spin the castle and the people inside it like a basketball, then yeet it to oblivion. And in his very first fight in the academy, he literally killed and resurrected a guy over and over for the fun of it, which at the time was a magical ability that nobody even knew was possible. While Misfit of Demon King Academy may not have the best storytelling, Anos just carries the entire show.
Yep.
Really.
Love Demon King, Misfit of Demon King Academy until the anime just became so fucking poorly scheduled, and the plot is so fucking convoluted that if you don't read a light novel, it's extremely fucking hard to keep up with all the different fucking intricate mechanics. But I did love it, and the Giga Chad characters, they're fun. I definitely enjoyed them. The manipulators, the Giga Chads, the anti-heroes. Those are very fun to me.
Resilient main character is a protagonist who demonstrates exceptional mental and physical toughness.
So Subaru can be here too, even if he's broken down. So this is like the suffering characters. All they do is constantly suffer, but are able to keep moving forward.
Consistently overcoming seemingly insurmountable obstacles and trauma. Characters like Guts, Kaneki, and Yakimaru. These characters typically face overwhelming odds, physical and emotional pain, and repeated setbacks, yet continue to push forward. Guts shows a resilient MC through his unbreakable will.
This is just the masochism of archetypes, bro. Just endless punishment and suffering with no light at the end of the tunnel, and you're forced to just keep fucking walking forward.
An ability to survive unimaginable horrors shown in Berserk. He endured the eclipse, where he saw the betrayal of his best friend and massacre of his comrades. Despite the overwhelming odds against him, he endures. An opportunist main character is a protagonist.
I love it. I love the opportunist. Shameless. Absolutely fucking shameless. Only cares about themselves and their own needs. And it's hilarious, especially if they're honest about it. My favorite opportunist in Classroom of the Elite? Koenji. They only care about themselves. Fuck everyone else. I only care about what benefits me and how to fucking succeed and thrive.
Protagonist who prioritizes their own benefit, taking advantage of situations and people around them.
I love
Kazuma
it.
is basically the perfect example of an opportunist MC because of his constant scheming and a willingness to exploit others for personal gain. Some specific examples include using his party members' abilities in unconventional ways to overcome challenges, manipulating the depth system to essentially enslave Aqua, taking advantage of Darkness's masochistic tendencies in combat situations, and most impressively, exploiting loopholes and technicalities in quests and social interactions.
That's why we love him though, because he's just such a fucking selfish asshole sometimes, and it's just so relatable, and he's just so blatant about it.
Bro was tasked to purify an alligator-infested lake, Kazuma did it in a way no one expected.
Put Aqua in the middle.
He shoved Aqua into a cage and just threw her in there.
The hothead MC is a protagonist.
Whoa, the audio changed again. Are these two different people? Why do we just have ASMR for like this section here? Like, what? Are these two separate people?
Is known for their quick temper and impulsive actions. They often have a strong sense of justice and personal code that fuels their emotional reactions. Take Edward Elric for example. His explosive reactions to being called short often leads to comical outbursts. Edward
Male tsundere. Hothead is male tsundere?
also likes rushing into dangerous situations without fully thinking.
That's also kind of rude for me to assume because there can be female tsunderes that are hotheads. That's basically just tsunderes, bro.
Of the consequences, simply driven by his determination to restore his brother's body. The down bad MC is a protagonist driven by strong
Just horny.
romantic or sexual desires, often leading to humorous acts and awkward situations. Issei from High School DxD shows this characteristic the most, with his goal of becoming the harem king, which
Harem
drives many
king,
of his
baby.
actions and decisions. Feel free to like and subscribe so we can continue to make more content like this.
And there it is. Actually, has he been making more content like this afterwards? Anime table. Let's see. He has! His entire channel is like, okay. He even got the every studio explained told me, okay. I see him. Anyways, that was a fun video. My favorite types again. Here's a link to his channel, by the way. Please go check out his channel. Give the like. Sub to his channel if you want. My favorite archetype, again, is probably, right? Manipulator is fun. Anti-hero is fun. Giga Chat is very fun. So is Opportunist. I don't really care too much about realistic, even though realistic definitely is Subaru, and you know there can be some great content to be had from it, but definitely Manipulator, Giga Chad, Anti-Hero, and Opportunist. Those are my favorite ones. See you next time.